for sure. When we're done with this trip, I'm really gonna miss driving this old girl around. She's so comfortable.
She drives like a Cadillac.
Oh man, she goes better than any other vehicle we have ever owned. Like literally, you take your foot off the gas and she's just already zooming off. It's kind of a little scary, but it's cool. She's got a lot of pep in her step for being very, very
Yeah, she's like 50.
Yeah, I guess it's not that old. That's like, I'm almost 50.
No, you're not almost 50. You're still in your 30s, kid.
Clementine, we're the same. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you have a great day.
Thanks, you too.
Coffee acquired. Now the day can begin.
It wouldn't be an endless adventure without a coffee stop.
Adventure Juice. We should start a line of coffee called Adventure Juice. That's a good idea.
It's not the best name, we'll work on it, but.
Whatever. Well, good morning, adventurers. Have we said that yet?
I don't think so. Good morning.
Okay, good. You guys caught our last video. You know that our time with Clementine the RV is coming to a close. We have traveled far and wide around this great country of ours, but it has completely run its course. So if you missed that video, we'll link to it on the screen somewhere. But basically, it's just us complaining for 20 minutes about how we're kind of tired of RV life.
We had some positives too.
Yeah, that's true. Well, the main thing is we're going to be moving on to a completely different phase of our lives. But before we do that, we want to take Clementine out on one last amazing, incredible road trip. All the adjectives. So we'll reveal more about what our plans are later in this video, but we have a lot of stuff to do to get ready for this trip because as you guys know, if you've spent any time in an RV, the more time you spend in it, the more stuff just kind of goes wrong over time. So our backup camera doesn't work. We got to get that thing fixed. Our radio just randomly stopped working. We're going to have to do something about Clementine constantly kicking up mud and gross stuff onto our tow vehicle. But most importantly, right now we are riding dirty, you guys. Clementine is not legal.
Her registration has lapsed.
Yeah.
We thought we would be back down here before it did to sort it, and we weren't.
Yeah, so she's 2 months expired right now. But the good news is we made it here without getting pulled over, and then the inspection place is right down there. So hopefully in the 2-mile trip, I don't get pulled over. Clementine hasn't been pulled over yet.
Don't say that. It's gonna happen in the 2-mile stretch today after 2 years on the road.
That would be just our luck. Woo-hoo-hoo, still purrs like a kitten. Checking all the lights right now. So far so good with Clementine. You never know, stuff can go out like at any moment. All right, one step closer to being street legal, baby. Luckily we don't have to do an emissions test. Now we gotta go to the DMV.
Oh no!
Oh boy, one more thing to check off the old to-do list. Why must there always be a problem, you guys? So we are residents of Wichita Falls, which is like 5.5 hours away, and apparently we need to be in that county in order to register in person.
We might be a little screwed. So we're gonna call around to a couple more offices and see if somebody will do it.
Trip's already off to a bad start, because we're going, you guys. We're just gonna have to ride dirty if it comes down to that.
Yeah.
Well, we are in San Antonio. After calling about 10 different tax offices, we managed to find one that said, yes, they will take our registration from a different county.
We just had to drive an hour. Better than 5.5 though.
Yeah, freaking hour south, but it's gonna work, you guys.
Well, that ended up wasting about half of our day, but registration has been acquired.
Yes!
Yay! But for a second there, I thought it wasn't gonna happen at all. So half a day is better than not at all.
One more thing off the to-do list. Now, we gotta tackle all the other things on the to-do list
got a lot of
before the
things.
adventure sets off.
Ooh, okay, let's go.
I said adventure sets off. I meant like before we
Yeah.
set off on the adventure.
It was a little weird, but I just went with
Okay.
it. And I said let's go instead of go, so
All right,
I don't
perfect.
know. Whatever.
So in a bit, we are gonna have to fill you guys in on some of the crazy travel plans we have for our final RV road trip. But before we do that, there are a lot of little projects that we need to do on Ruby and Clementine to get them ready for the road trip. We've been having like packages delivered all day, every day, because there's so many little odds and ends and things last minute. We're like, oh, we gotta get this, we gotta get that.
There's actually one very important package that just got delivered, but the delivery point is like a mile down the road.
Road? Where we're going, we don't need roads. Back to the future. We got the chance to ride some e-bikes all over Antelope Island recently, and we kind of became obsessed, you guys. We freaking love these things. So we decided to get some of our own.
They're so fun. I can go so fast.
These are the X-Peak bikes from Lectric, and we just wanted to give them a huge thanks for partnering with us on today's video.
Whoa. You might have thought sliced bread was cool. these bikes are cooler. Anyone who has interacted with these has fallen in love with them. We actually took them up to Missouri when we took our trailer back home. We couldn't get our nieces and nephews off of them, and my entire family rode them all weekend long. For sure, my favorite feature is that they have an accelerator button right here. So if you don't want to take off on a hill, or just at all, you can let the bike do the work. Check it out. Woohoo! Look, no feet!
Y'all, these bikes are insanely rugged. They can go places that even our Suzuki Samurai can't go. It's kind of like having a two-wheeled Jeep. Told you we didn't need roads. Woo! I mean, look at these tires. I've literally driven them all over these rocks and over cactuses. Cacti?
Cacti.
Whatever. Woohoo! I'm getting better. So you guys know that when we travel around, we tow our little Suzuki Samurai, and it gets very, very dirty behind Clementine because there's nothing protecting it from getting all this gunk kicked up on it. We've also sadly gotten some pretty serious chips in her paint job. So we are gonna fix that right now. We are gonna install these hefty mud guards. And one thing we learned the hard way during the RV renovation is that you need to make sure you have all your tools ready for the entire job before you get started. So first things first, we need socket set, handy little tool kit, drill of course, classic tape measure, handy little saw, and we'll probably need a bunch of clamps. And you can't forget the hardware. Now we just gotta actually do it.
We always think these projects are gonna be so quick and we've planned it all out, and then 37 hours later, we're still trying to tinker with it.
Well, of course, Clementine's bumper is not standard. It's got steel that runs right up to the bottom of it, and then it's got all these little outlets and stuff. The hitch we added, the hitch that came with it, the mount for the spare tire. Somehow we're gonna have to cut these all around that and then bolt them onto the bumper.
Ruby, you're worth it, kid, I think.
Well, that didn't work.
We're only half of a cut in. Oh no.
This is some really tough rubber. Whoa. This is some really tough rubber, you guys. Problem solved. The knife seems to do the trick. Well, y'all, a nasty storm is coming through. It's pouring down rain already. Kind of ruining our plans.
Yeah,
Dang it.
No fun.
Oh boy. We were right in the middle of it too. We were so close.
Why, weather, why?
You're putting your rain suit to use finally.
Yeah, I've realized that I had a rain jacket. That would have come in clutch earlier. Oops.
Yeah, because the rain let up now.
Yeah, but man, I'm just absolutely soaked under here.
Yeah, it's so humid. We got our little pre-drilled holes, but we ran into a bit of a problem. We thought we could rivet it or something like that, but I don't have my rivet gun. They don't have the right size ones at Ace Hardware, but we need to get these bolts in there, and somehow we need to be able to slide them through the back end. How do you do that, you might ask? Well, you use a little fishing wire. It's a very simple concept. You take this very thin wire, you wrap it around the bolt threads just like so.
You forgot one thing.
What?
It's not through the bumper yet.
What I meant to say was, first, you fish the wire through the little hole that you're trying to get it in.
And then you grab it from right here.
Then you thread the tiny little wire around the bolt.
Bye-bye.
He took the bait. And now it peeks its little head through the hole, and there you go. We ended up putting these little teeth washers on the back side of it, so that way it'll give it some grit. So when we spin it on this way, we can torque it a little bit. It's gonna work. Our gigantic mud flap is officially installed. As usual, it took way longer than we expected it to take.
But it's done, dang it.
How many trips to Ace did we do?
4?
4, just for this.
Just for this.
But you see, we had to cut out all these different bits to make sure they didn't interfere with the mud flap, but we still wanted to make sure we had good coverage, and this is really gonna do the trick. You're welcome, Ruby.
Yeah, oh, it's gonna be so much better, because previously, if we had any kind of oil leak under there, if any debris kicked up, it just went right onto poor Ruby. And now, hopefully, it never will again.
One project down, more to go. Y'all, it looked like the ceiling was growing fur or something. Nope, that's just a giant wad of daddy long legs. Luckily right now they're not dancing, but usually when they get spooked they go, woo. Should I poke them? Should I spook them?
No, but I have
should.
a feeling you're going to.
Time to wake up. Oh, they're dancing. They're dancing.
For our next project, we are finally fixing our backup camera. But why are we in the bathroom to do that? Well, because it connects through the back of this lamp here. And so we want to fiddle around inside before we have to do anything outside in the very, very, very hot sun.
You want to fiddle around inside? That can be arranged. It is a very difficult fixture to get back on. So I'll leave you to it. Good luck.
Thanks. I guess it is my punishment because I am the one who wanted this light feature in here.
She insisted.
I did.
And I made it work.
Yes. And I love it. And I think it's good. Our very important package that we had to go get has, ta-da! Here it is. All right, little sucker, you better not fail us as well.
So it should be as easy as plugging this in here and this camera should work, unless there's a problem with the cord inside of the wall somewhere. Well, what would that be? I don't know.
That would be our luck. That's what it would be.
It's a super waterproof, tough cord, so unless an animal ate through it or something, I don't know.
Maybe we drilled into it and didn't know?
That's possible. Everybody at home, cross your fingers that it's just the camera. Camera's connected, it's sitting right here, so when we turn the key on, the monitor should show the feed from this camera. Well, it's gonna be hard to tell if it actually works. All I can see is your face in the Oh, we got a blue screen.
Of death?
No signal. Oh boy. Well, we're having to get crafty, you guys. This wire is actually very, very long. Like you can see, it's way longer than the actual RV. But when we initially ran the wire, we went under the carpet and then laid the carpet. Then I realized the frame of the seat is actually on top of that and then bolted down. So I wonder if it stressed it and then ripped it underneath the seat because it runs just directly along the metal. Very big mistake on our part if that's what happened. So, what could possibly go wrong, you ask? Absolutely nothing. Basically, we snipped out the section under there that we think is failing, and then I'm gonna splice these wires together crudely, just to test it, and then if it works, I'm gonna splice them together a bit more professionally.
Yeah, sadly, our carpet is very much glued and taped down, so we can't take that up
No.
or take the chair out. So this is the easiest fix, believe it or not.
We're gonna give it a test, and it's not gonna catch on fire, right?
Dear God, I hope not. We do have the fire extinguisher right here, though, just in case.
Oh!
Oh my God!
I am an electrician after all. Backup camera is back on, baby!
Oh
yes!
Man, our backup camera is back up, and it worked! 2 things off the list.
And let's return that other camera.
And let's
Boom.
return it, money back. Steak dinner for Allison?
I wouldn't go that far.
You return the money so that you can spend it on me?
Listen, we have more electrical issues we gotta sort out, so.
I know, we're getting there, y'all. I guess we gotta go outside for this one, though.
We can go to dinner later. We could ride our bikes, maybe. What do you think?
Yes,
Good
yes,
idea.
please.
On to the next problem. We got into Clementine the other day and noticed that our radio does not work. Turned out the problem was very simple. The 2 radio wires have disconnected. There you go. The reason for this is because the guy who installed it used these little metal crimp connectors. When you use these things, if you use a bunch of bare wire right where the connection is, over time that'll rattle loose and then just plain disconnect. That is why I always use these fancy little heat shrink ones, because they cover the little connection point and make it a lot more flexible, a lot more durable, and waterproof, baby. See, look, I know a thing or two.
Yeah, I told you, you're an electrician now, man.
Well, I'm no electrician, but I did wire up this entire RV, and it was pretty intense.
Yeah, and you're doing a better job than the professional radio installer
That
did.
is true. I was able to snip this wire back and get some clean wire. Most of this wire was corroded, but luckily it was clean up to here so I don't have to rerun it. Went out and got some automotive wire. I'm gonna splice these 2 together. We're gonna have a nice long cable, put some ends on it, and then we're gonna have our radio again. That is how the end of a wire is supposed to look. Completely waterproof, perfectly crimped, the right ring size. Oh, much better than what that guy did when he did this radio install. Our radio is officially working once again. Crank that, soldier boy. Yeah. These electric bikes have up to a 55-mile range. Can you believe that? And we're gonna put that to the test today. We are going to go to our dinner spot. We're gonna ride our bikes there, and it is quite a ways away, and it is up and down many, many hills here in the hill country. So, but we're heading to one of our favorite all-time spots in Canyon Lake. It is called the River Rose Tavern. See you there. Cha-la-la-la-la. This has been a freaking awesome ride so far, you guys. We were just like flying down these hills through the back roads in the hill country. It's awesome.
I got up to 25 miles an hour. You definitely went faster than me.
Dude, I got this thing up to 35.
Oh my God. I'm a little weenie, but I keep going up hills. I'm like, oh, it's so hard. And then I'm like, wait a second.
There she goes. Ooh, I see. Trying to fit in.
Just riding my hog to dinner. Isn't that what you call a bike?
Wow, this one is sweet. Check that out. Your hog is sweet too, girl.
Yeah. All right, mister. Pick your poison.
Oh boy.
You want the soaring eagle or the potato sacks?
The soaring eagle.
Okay.
We've been actually coming here like once or twice a week and playing cornhole. No one ever uses it. We end up with the whole porch to ourselves.
It's
not
great.
bad. You guys, Allison keeps beating me. It's really driving me nuts.
I'm
So.
apparently kind of okay at cornhole. One thing in my entire
Or
life.
I just really suck.
No, I don't think that's it. Maybe that's it. I lost. I choked on that last one.
My losing streak is over.
I'm happy for you, but I'm very unhappy for you.
We just actually realized, we were just sitting here having a good time. We were like, we never really told them where we're going to be going on our final RV road trip.
We're going to the moon.
Yeah, we were secretly installing jet boosters on Clementine.
We're gonna fly her on up there. She's capable.
Seriously though, we are heading out west. We are going to make our way kind of out California way again because there's some people, some familiar faces that we want to see out there that may or may not make an appearance in the videos.
Yeah, and I feel like we've yet to tick off Arizona, right? Is
Yeah.
that so we'll get that. We'll go to California, and then our plan is to go to Mexico.
Yeah, we're thinking of taking Clementine and Ruby down to Mexico.
Yeah.
Is that a horrible idea? I don't know. Our plan is actually to go to the Mexicali border crossing and head down Baja. Technically, this is like the safer border crossing because you don't go through Tijuana.
If you're like our parents, you're very nervous about this.
Yeah.
But
every time we mention we're going to Mexico, everyone's like, oh my God, don't do it.
We found some really good RV parks along the way. There's some awesome beach camping.
Yeah, we're going to do it very, very safe, you guys.
Yeah.
But we really are thinking about going to Mexico. We'll see whether or not we do it, but
Yeah.
we've always wanted to take Clementine down there, so.
We'll see, because then we'll have gone through most of the US, we'll have gone to Canada, and now Mexico. And I feel like that is a nice ending to this whole Clementine saga.
Yeah. But anyways, we want to bike back home before the sun goes down, so I think that is what we're gonna do right now. Would you guys believe that we only used 1 bar of charge on our bikes?
Mine didn't even go down.
That's insane.
It was miles and miles we rode.
Yeah, I thought for sure we'd be at half at least, but
Yeah.
we got plenty of juice to get back home, so.
Which is good, because we got a straight uphill climb.
All right, let's go. We officially hit the road. We got Ruby all hooked up. She's towing just fine. Clementine's purring like a kitten. And then, guess what freaking happened? Check engine light came on. What the heck? It's never come on in like the years that we've been driving on this engine. You guys know that Clementine is a 1976. They do not typically have check engines, but this one does because we have the new engine installed and there's a whole computer under Allison's butt right there. We are actually at O'Reilly's right now. They scanned it and it says the transmission fluid pressure switch. That's this goofy looking thing that has a bunch of little switches and electronic stuff on it that theoretically is malfunctioning.
And you can't drive with faulty transmissions.
No, but we do have to drive it 20 minutes to get to the nearest transmission mechanic who said he can probably get it in today. We're just gonna have to take that chance. We were just leaving.
You guys, literally, we were all ready. We have like accommodations booked out of town,
Yeah.
everything.
We get some bad luck sometimes, you know. Allison drove by a dead squirrel in the road and she's like, well, at least we're not that squirrel.
You gotta keep things in perspective, right?
Could always be worse. But we are still determined to get this son of a gun on the road, but you'll just have to stay tuned to see what the fate of Clementine is, whether or not her transmission just shit the bed or what.
Is that a...
That's it.
Okay.
It's over.
All right. Goodbye, adventures.
We'll see you on the road.
Maybe.
Maybe.